Welcome back once again everyone, I'm Kate Plays Games, this is FTL, and I left you at the end of Sector 2 in the Zoltan Cruiser Type A. We've had quite a productive run so far. We have ourselves a drone control with a defense drone 1, we have 2 shield bubbles, upgraded systems, we have lots of weapons. We were given a second halberd beam which we sold to buy the defense drone system, and quite recently we were given a hull beam. We haven't used it yet. We'll probably sell it. And we were given a Pegasus, which is a missile launcher which fires 2 missiles per shot, but it does take 3 power to get powered up. We still only have our original 3 crew. We're kind of doing alright. We do have enough power. We really do want an ion weapon or a laser, so we're hoping to get a store in the next sector. Speaking of the next sector, let's go there straight away. So, next sector. Well, we have Mantis Homeworlds or Mantis Controlled. Just to give us the option, I think we're going to go the Mantis Control one, so we have the option of the green sector after this one. So let's go. Pray that we don't start meeting things that have 2 shield bubbles. We probably will, because this is Sector 3. 2 shield bubbles would completely neuter our offense, especially if they have a defense drone. Because if they have 2 shield bubbles, we're going to have to use the LATO to destroy the shields, or damage them to reduce them to at least 1 shield bubble, so the halberd beam can then punch through it. Having a look at the sector map, looks like there's lots of connections all over the place. We can go pretty much wherever we want, so let's do the distress beacon first in case it gives us a quest down at the other end of the map. Fuel has been a problem all the way through this run. Alright, you arrive at the distress beacon near a small asteroid belt and find a ship with pirate markings partially crushed between 2 large rocks. It must have been illegally mining the belt without proper equipment. We can try to dislodge the ship by shooting at the rocks. We can destroy and loot the ship because they're only pirates after all. Or we have a blue option. We have a beam weapon so we can carefully cut the ship out. So I think we should do that because blue options usually give you the best reward. We use our beam to make a few precision cuts on the asteroid. The ship gives a quick burst of thrust and the rock crumbles away. They thank you and offer you some of the resources they've collected. No fuel, typical of this run. 1 missile, 1 drone, 29 scrap. Very nice, thank you for that. We're going to hang on to our scrap at the minute, just in case we find a store. So let's push on and try and find a store. Oh, asteroid belt. We arrive in an asteroid belt. And there's an automated scout here. Let's have a look what it's got. They have a beam drone and a LATO, which is a little bit annoying. I am going to put the defense drone out. I know that sometimes in asteroid belts it will miss the missile and shoot the rocks instead, but every little helps. And I think we're going to try and LATO their missile. We're going to missile their missile. Just because it's a severe annoyance. Well, our missile apparently missed. And now it hit. So I think we'll just hold control, draw a line and keep doing that until it dies. Cool, only took 2 shots. Hey, it's left behind 3 fuel, 1 missile and 40 scrap. Good. Very good. We needed the fuel. I'm considering buying the 3rd layer of shields, which would be 100 for the shield itself plus a couple of power bars. We can't upgrade in the middle of an asteroid belt though, so we're going to have to move before we do that. I think we'll come down here. Just to uncover more pings ahead in case they happen to be stores. The only thing this beacon offers is a view of deep space and a brief respite from battle. For some this must be a welcome refuge. Alright, let's... Okay, there is a store down here. So I'm going to hold off on the upgrades and we're going to go backwards and do this ping and then this store and then just go straight for the exit. That's the plan at least. Hope the store has laser weapons or ions. Ah, you arrived just in time to see an unusually well-armed NG ship destroying a small pirate craft. A teleporter signal is detected. Intruder on deck. Now this is a young mantis in a charred uniform has teleported into the deck. He begs for sanctuary from the NG and offers to serve in exchange for your protection. The NG have already traced the teleport signal and are offering a deal in exchange for the prisoner. Now, this one always has a high degree of risk. You can side with the fugitive and fight the enemy ship, and sometimes you do indeed get a Mantis crew member, but sometimes when you do this, he turns out to be part of it, and it's all a ruse, and he sets off a bomb before teleporting away. And sometimes when you agree to offer him up, he'll also cause damage to your ship in a rage. So I usually just side with him, because you never know, you might get a Mantis. Heyo! He expresses his thanks and prepares to help you fight his pursuer. Alright, we got ourselves a Mantis, boys! I'll just put him in shields just now. Okay, let's identify these guys. They have a heavy laser 1, which removes 1 layer of shield but does 2 damage, and a pike beam, which does a big long line, but it only does 1 damage, and that's reduced by 1 for every active shield. So these guys cannot hurt us. They just can't. Which is quite funny. Let's put him there, save these locations. We'll just put our dodge up just in case. And I think we're going to want to hit as many rooms as we can with a halberd beam, like that. There they go. Jolly good. What was that? Oh good, we've finally got some training. Alright, we got 2 lots of training. We got piloting and engines there, which is why our evasion went up from 20 to 24 straight away. And I think we'll just hit these same rooms again. I hate engine, they repair stuff so quickly. Just die. There we go. Well, that worked out perfectly. And they give us 2 missile, 1 drone and 36 scrap. Excellent. Right, onto the store now. Or do we do... Let's do 1 more ping. Let's risk it. See if we can get some more scrap. The Mantis hails you. Their captain says, I claim this vessel for my clan. Good hunting. And let's do the usual pause identify thing. Heavy laser 1, which can only damage 1 layer of shield, so we don't have to worry about having 2 layers of shield, and a missile, which we don't have to worry about until the Zoltan shield goes down. If it goes down, then we'll poop out our defense drone 1. Other than that, we'll just draw a line like that. 1 damage to the shield. If we're lucky, I'll turn the shield off, and then 2 each in the other 3 rooms. We might actually have to turn our defense drone on here. I'm not sure if I had to, but I did, because we had lots of drones anyway. Right, they'll die in the next round of halberd beam fire, and then we'll go to the store. Rubbing my hands in anticipation. What will we find in the store? Wow, cool. These guys give us 3 fuel, 1 missile, and 38 scrap. We have a lot of scrap and a lot of weapons to sell. Let's see. Fingers crossed. Ion blast, excellent. Firebomb, also excellent. Crew teleporter, always excellent. And a reverse ion field, 50% chance to negate all ion damage. Now, this is extremely important to have on Zoltan ships, because as we know, ion weapons do double damage to Zoltan shields, so if you can avoid that, that will save you a huge headache. So let's buy the ion blast and the reverse ion field, and probably the crew teleporter, and all the fuel they have. And let's sell the hull beam, because it ain't doing any use. We'll keep the Pegasus where it is, just because it's a decent enough weapon to have on hand. And we could start looking at doing crew kills with our one and only Mantis boarder and a completely unupgraded teleport system, but we're on the way. So now instead of using the lethal, we can use Ion Blast to knock down shields, which is pretty cool. I think we're going to spend 100 scrap right now on upgrading the shields, and then we'll just buy power bars. We could get a 3rd layer of shield by doing that. Not the worst thing in the world. Alright, let's push on. That was an excellent store. Okay, we're at a sun. Who knows why the Mantis would venture so close to a sun? Perhaps it makes for more of a challenge. Okay, they have 2 heavy lasers which cannot get past our 2 layers of shield, so we don't have to increase the shield at all. Our ion blast is just gonna hold control to make it auto fire, and it's constantly gonna fire on their shields, and then the halberd beam is just gonna constantly do a slash like this. If we're lucky, the timings will work out fine and the shield will be down when the halberd beam hits, and we'll do 2, 4, 6, 8 damage and kill them in one shot. We are going to put max power in our engines, A, because we might get more training from these things missing, and B, so our FTL charges faster. And there goes the shield. And didn't quite time it right. Oh well, I was being lazy there. Probably could and should have done that manually. See, the problem with firing something like a halberd beam is that you kill things so fast, you basically get no chance to train your weapons guy. But now we have an ion blast. If we find something that can't kill us, we might just auto-fire the ion blast and go AFK for a while to train him up. Because getting a halberd beam to fire 10 or 20% faster through skill training makes it so much more valuable. Anyway, these guys are dead, and we're getting 3 fuel, 1 drone, 31 scrap, and the FTL drive is almost done, and the fire's in an empty room right next to the airlock. We'll just wait for that to go out. And there it goes. Close the doors, jump. And I think we're just going to have to go straight for the exit. If we're lucky, we'll get this ping as well before we have to leave. Very successful sector so far. For once, you see the mantis before they see you. Well, let's attack the ship, because anything else is not fun. Alright, these guys have a teleporter, but that's okay, because we have a mantis. And it looks like they're sending the NG to board us. I mean, you do you. They have one weapon, and it's a missile, so we're just going to put our defense drone out because we have plenty of drones, which means we can now have enough power to turn the med bay on. Ah yes, they're not sending anyone to the teleporter because our Zoltan shield's still up. That's rather nice. Okay, we'll just wait. There you go, the shield's down now. That did 8 damage. And the Zoltan shield is still 5 out of 5, which is pretty hilarious. So I'll just do another slash like that. We couldn't board these guys because they had a med bay. Alright, 2 fuel, 2 missiles and 33 scrap. I think that right after I bought lots of fuel, it's suddenly giving us lots of fuel. That's FTL for you. I reckon we've got enough time to do one more ping before we get to the exit, but we will buy a couple of power bars before we do that, just because we always need power bars, especially as a Zoltan ship. You detect and retrieve an escape pod floating nearby. You consider returning it to space when you learn its mantis. We are just gonna eat this thing right out the airlock. You send the pod back out the airlock. You're not stupid. Indeed not. There is a very high chance for an angry mantis to spawn when you open the pod. A very low chance for a positive thing. I can't even remember what the positive thing is now. Well, wait doing that distress beacon. That is for damn sure. Goodbye. You've arrived at the long-range beacon. When the FTL drive is charged, we can get to the next sector. Alright, we have something else. You have jumped into the aftermath of what seems to have been a brutal exchange between several ships. Wreckage drifts by your screens, and you can still see the remains of the dying ships sparking and breaking apart. It's hard to determine who the combatants were without closer investigation. And luckily, because we upgraded our sensors, we can do a blue option and use our sensors to scan the wreckage. Alright, we got 3 fuel, 3 missiles, and another 18 scrap. Hurrah! Now, one thing I would quite like to do right now is to spend 50 scrap on upgrading the weapon control. Because this would then give us the option of using the Ion Blast and the Leto and the Halberd Beam just to crack something that's really hard. Like, the Leto can go and damage the shields, and then the Ion Blast can ion the shields. So if we meet things that have got 3 shield bubbles, that will hopefully be enough to reduce them to 1, at which point the Halberd Beam can actually be useful. That is the theory behind that anyway. We shall see what happens. And we'll see what happens in the next sector. I know, like, the whole plan of this was to gather scrap in this and then spend it here, but we have a 1 scrap. We do have stuff to sell. Right, decisions. Whichever way we go, we're going to have to do at least 1 nebula if we go the top path. If we come down and do the NG homeworlds, we can then do another green and then 2 reds. I think we'll do the NG homeworlds. You've arrived in NG space. The Mantis have been threatening the NG core worlds, but you should be able to stock up for your journey. Alright, let's see what we've got here. A store right there, because of course, why not? Let's see, I think we can do this ping, and this ping, and then go to the store. And then head diagonally upwards towards the exit. I mean, the exit's quite annoying. We can't really get down to any of this stuff. But we could if we do these 3 pings. And then take stock of where the enemy fleet is. And if we've got enough time, we can do this 4th one, and then the store, and then break out this way. Right, decision made, we're going. An unidentified ship is badly damaged and still being assaulted by a space pirate. The victim begins a distress message until the pirate cuts in and offers to split the bounty if you sit tight. They're offering us 1 missile, 1 drone, and 24 scrap. We're going to be a hero. We're going to attack these guys. Alright, they have a bomb and a laser, which I believe is one that fires 2. So, we're immune to that laser because we have 2 shields. We're not immune to the bomb because that will teleport. It won't be able to get past the Zoltan shield until that's down. So this gives us some time. They do have 2 shield bubbles, so I'm going to turn the Leto on. We're going to Ion Blast, constantly Ion Blast their shields. They do have a med bay. I was thinking about boarding them because it's NGs and Zoltans, which are really... I mean, these guys have low health and NGs are really crap at combat. But that's not really going to work. Alright, let's Leto that. That is pretty damn good. Let's turn the bomb off and damage everything here. Alright, now they're offering us even more stuff. And what we see just spawning here is an ion bomb, which is going to hit the Zoltan shield. It's going to annihilate it for 8 points of damage. Now they're offering us 3 fuel, 1 drone, and another 25 scrap, and I'm kind of tempted to do that, but I'm just going to reject it. Hey! There we are. Our ion repulsion system kicked in, and the ion bomb did no damage. That's quite funny, isn't it? I like that. And their shields are coming back because NGs are annoying. So let's just knock them offline again with our missile. Not quite offline, but damaged. Now they're offline, and now the Halberd Beam's going to finish them off. Goodbye, thank you for playing. And we get 59 scrap from that, and then we go to examine the ship we just saved. Alright, and upon closer inspection, we realise the ship under attack was a rebel scout. It's too damaged to put up much of a fight. Now, interesting, we can destroy the ship and salvage it, which will just give us another random amount of loot, or we can use our leverage gained to convince them to delay the pursuing fleet, which would give us a chance to do more pings before we go to that store. But I think we're just going to destroy it and salvage it. There we go. 3 fuel, 1 drone, and another 19 scrap. Not bad. Ah, distress call. Excellent. Haven't had one of these for a while. You follow the distress beacon to a tiny asteroid belt. We find a small ship struggling to maneuver through the field. Let's offer assistance. Oh, we have lots of options here. Help, our shields are down and we won't last long. We can try and shield their ship with ours. We can not risk it. We can use a defense drone to protect their ship, or we can offer to beam them aboard the ship. I think we're going to take the teleport option. If we're lucky, we'll get a new crew member. They refuse at first, but after another blast rocks their ships, they agree and beam aboard your ship. They say, thank you, but we really should return to our families. I'm sure we can muster up a reward, so we'll just take them back home. And we get 41 scrap. Not bad. 120 scrap. Let's go straight downwards towards the store, but not into the store. The NG are awaiting at the beacon with their weapons online. They explain the computer virus that is wanted for hostile acts against the NG is aboard your vessel. And let's just attack them. The NG be damned, no one threatens your ship. You prepare for a fight. Now if we had an NG crew member, they would abduct the NG crew member for the duration of the fight, and if and when we win the fight we would get it back and it would be fully trained up, gold on everything. Okay, let's identify this absolute beast of a machine that we're facing here. They have a burst laser Mark II which does 3 shots. They have a heavy ion which does 2 ion damage. They have no less than 2 defense drones, so the LETO is not coming out to play. But interestingly, they do only have 2 NG, and they do only have no medbay. So I am thinking get our 2 guys up here and we're going to board them. First crew kill of the run coming right up. Hopefully our evasion is high enough. Well, it wasn't. That's the Zoltan shield down. Come on, kill these guys faster. Kill them faster, kill them faster, kill them faster, kill them faster. Hurry up. Hey! Just before they fired again. Both of their weapons were just about to fire then. Excellent. With the NG crew dead, you detect the virus has abandoned your ship and disappeared somewhere within the systems of NG vessels. It will likely infect whichever NG ship passes next, but your mission is too vital to risk reinfection by stopping it. And we got 1 fuel, 2 missiles, and 50 scrap. Not bad. First crew kill of the run. I like that. That was pretty good. And we have 170 scrap, which is lovely. Right, let's push onwards. We definitely do have enough time to do this 4th ping. Now I'm debating whether or not we have enough time to do this one, then this one, then the store, then break out and head to the exit. Let's not push our luck. We've been lucky so far, let's not push it too far. We arrive at a Zoltan research facility. They say they're researching genetic distortion due to stasis sleep and prolonged FTL travels. If we participate in their study, they can give us a decent reward, or we can lose a crew member. So, decline. No thank you. Right, straight to the store. Let's see what we have on offer here. Ooh, they've got some good stuff. Alrighty then. They have a second ion blast, which I am going to buy right now. I'm going to put the Pegasus in storage. I'm going to keep it in storage. I'm not going to sell it. I am going to keep it. Now we can knock... I mean, 2 ion blasts can theoretically take down any amount of shield. Like if you stagger their activation, like once this one gets halfway through its cycle, then you fire this one. Keeps up constant ion pressure, as long as they hit, of course. We'll keep the LETO because it's pretty good for as an emergency. I kinda want to hire another crew member as well. So we'll take Nathan. And that will do. So now we can have 2 ion blasts and a halberd beam, which is pretty good. Nathan can hang out in shields, because he'll train up faster. And then this then frees up Zerimar to go in the doors, and he will be our security guard and be able to run around the ship and engage any intruders without reducing our ability to operate the shields. And if we get someone we can board, these two are going to go and do it. And because we might start boarding in earnest now, we're going to put one more into the crew teleporter, one more in drone control, and the power bar, just in case the drone control gets hit. I don't want the defense drone to go offline. Could really do with another power bar. Right, and this will do us. We'll see if these decisions come back to bite me or not. Right, we notice an NG colony hiding on the other side of a nearby moon. It turns out they're excavating an equipment cache from the Federation Mantis War, and they suggest it might be used to lure the pursuing rebel fleet. We can booby-trap the cache, which is -2 missiles but delays the enemy fleet's movement, or we can just take whatever's in the cache. I'm thinking booby-trap and delay them, so let's delay them by 2 jumps, which gives us 2 extra jumps to hit more pings. Which is probably just as well, considering we have to get up here. So they're not going to be advancing for 2 turns, which will let us do this ping, and maybe that as well. Alright, good decision, me. Well done. There's a number of privately owned ship construction platforms in the area. You find one that has a slot open for some immediate work. Alright, let's see what they offer. Well, they would have upgraded our oxygen to rank 3 for a cut down price of 39 scrap, but we don't have enough, so we're just going to decline. There's another store over there, not doing it. We don't have any scrap. We don't have anything to sell. We've just sold everything we want to sell. We stumble across a forward scout with the rebel fleet, which means they're going to try and escape straight away. They're powering up their FTL. They're trying to escape. So let's do one ion here. Get our boarding guys up here. They have 1 missile, and they also have a missile of their own. They have a missile and a laser. Laser we can ignore, missile we can't really. So ion blast there, and then when that one gets halfway through, we'll fire the other one. Power up our teleporter, teleport on board. We'll just go here. Plan is fight these guys here and then damage all this stuff to drag the guy out of piloting, which is perfect. So hopefully we should be alright here. And we're gonna have to bring our guys back. We should be able to get the crew kill here. Yeah, we can just keep damaging systems, and their one and only guy will keep out of piloting and just be repairing stuff forever. Well, he's going to die now anyway. Alright, let's board and finish him off. Alright, I wasn't expecting a crew kill, but I'll take it. Well, looks like the investment we made at the store and the upgrades we did have paid off pretty much instantly. Alright, we have 3 fuel, 1 drone and 48 scrap out of that. Lovely. And because of the insane amounts of micromanagement we had to do during that fight, we're going to spend that scrap on 2 more power bars. Put everyone back to their natural positions. Cool, our weapons guys now 15%. 15%? Yeah, weapons are now charging 15% faster. Lovely. Let's go here now. A mixed radar signal turns out to be a Mantis attack ship scavenging the remains of an NG carrier. They turn and fight. Alright, they have a heavy laser 1 which does 1 shot that does 2 damage, a heavy laser 2 which does 2 shots and does 2 damage each. So we really do want to have 3 shields because that makes us immune to that. They have no teleporter, they have no medbay. So we are going to depower the Halberd beam, put it into evasion, just so we hope that we actually get some evasion out of this. And our ion blasts are just going to go straight into their shields. simply because it means that our weapons guy will be getting a little bit more training, and we're going to board these guys and we're going to kill them. I always like to board Mantis vessels over here because the time it takes their Mantis to come over here and engage us and gives us a little bit of cooldown on our teleporter so we can teleport back out, because we're going to have to come back at least twice to kill these guys. Yep. I mean, 2 ion blasts offset could potentially keep their oxygen turned off forever and choke them out, but I'd rather get the close combat experience, especially on our Mantis, because we're going to need it for the flagship. Spoilers if you haven't seen this game before. This may be a roguelike, but the end boss is always the same, so the whole run is about building your ship to take out the end boss. Even though our guys have taken some damage, they'll easily kill this single NG. 2-on-1 against an NG which has terrible close combat is always easy. Alright, nicely done. 4 fuel, 59 scrap, lovely. How many times did our weapons guy fire? Only 8. Everyone back on station, please. There we go. Repower the halberd beam. And then we're off. Right, this is another strange battlefield ping. We've done this one before, so we'll use our improved sectors, do a scan and get some stuff. 3 fuel, 1 drone, 23 scrap. Alright. We can do this one ping and then exit. Though I am strongly considering putting another one in weapon control so we can get the Leto and 2 ion blasts. Yeah, I think that's definitely worth it. So we can depower lots of things and get the Leto and both ion blasts and the halberd beam all in operation. I'd still quite like to have lasers, but ion blasts are cheap and they're good. This beacon serves as a meeting place for local traffic. It seems to offer crew willing to fight for your ship here for a price. We don't have enough to hire them, but even though that's quite a cheap Zoltan. Zoltans are usually 60, and this guy is fully trained in piloting. A little bit annoying, but we're not going to hire anyone. Right, on to the exit. And the end of this episode. We've arrived at a long range beacon. Is there anything else to do here? Oh, a ship refueling station is stationed at this beacon. We can purchase fuel here. 6 fuel for 12 scrap is a really good deal. I'm going to buy it even though we already have 13 fuel. Good. That is our fuel concerns well and truly over. And I think that's this episode over. Yes indeed, this is the end of Sector 4. Where are we going in Sector 5? Maybe the Zoltan homewards. We can fight Zoltan ships. We have 2 ion blasts, which as we know do 2 double damage to Zoltan shields, so we'll blitz through Zoltan shields, no trouble at all. Even though we have 19 fuel, I mean, we could do the rebel controlled one and then be forced and deliberately do the nebula, but I think we'll do the Zoltan homeworlds when we come back, and I hope you come back for that. This run is going alright. I wouldn't say it's going great, it's going alright, and we'll see if it continues to go alright, or if it turns into a nightmare, or if it turns into a breeze. And we'll do that at the start of the next episode. I hope to see you for that, and I hope you look after yourself until then. See you later.